Severe weather is coming to the U.S. starting today, where we have a 10% hatch tornado threat for Wichita, Kansas, and southern Kansas, and then a 5% going all the way up um, for Kansas City, Omaha, Nebraska, and then a 2% going all the way up to the Twin Cities, and just outside of Dallas. But if we come over here to our models, we have this is what the storms could look like as we go out throughout the day. We'll have some convection possibly up over in this vicinity, just off and on throughout the day. But then we could have this in northern Kansas at 3 o'clock. Those could be tornadic, could bring some large hail. But this down here is where we're really watching. These storms at about 6 o'clock tonight will try to go just straight around Wichita, which basically means they are going to be more of a elevated tornado threat. But also, this is in less of the risk. We have the chance at around 8 o'clock or so, potentially for some storms to fire south of Oklahoma City, which if this happens, we could be talking definitely some tornadoes could be on the table. But the main thing is that we gotta have our cap to break, which is basically like a lid on the atmosphere, which prevents storms from firing. But if we come back over here, like I said, these storms should be tornadic right in here for a few hours. Then by probably about 10 or so, they'll probably have less of a tornadic threat. As they go into Tulsa, we could still have to watch for some QLCS brief spin up tornadoes anywhere along this line as they go into like Tulsa and through Joplin and places like that. But this will be carried by a lot of dew point. The dew points will be just crazy, but the main thing is if that lid in the atmosphere can break and allow the storms to like be storms on fire. But it doesn't stop there. We come over here, so today's a 3 out of 5. Tomorrow we have a slight risk back up over here for Little Rock, Texarkana, Jackson, Mississippi, just outside of Dallas. This will be carried with a 2% tornado threat, a wind threat, a 15% wind threat, and a 15% hail threat. Do think that could potentially get upgraded to a 5% tornado threat. Still don't think it'll be a big day that much. But then we have another 3 out of 5 coming up on the day 3 outlook. This includes Wichita, Tulsa, Oklahoma City are all in this. And then, but if we come over here, doesn't stop there. We have another 3 out of 5 severe weather risk already. And for them to issue a 3 out of 5 this far out, it's kind of rare. This includes Oklahoma City and Tulsa and Joplin, Wichita, just outside of Oklahoma, or I wouldn't say just outside, but outside of Kansas City. But then if we come over here, it still doesn't stop. We have another 3 out of 5 for St. Louis, like it's centered right around St. Louis. But this the 2 out of 5 goes all the way up to Chicago and goes all the way down to almost Jackson, Mississippi. But then that will stop our stretch of severe weather for now. We still could have another day come up, but that's just what the Storm Prediction Center is highlighting. But with that, we'll have a more in-depth forecast probably tomorrow. Well, real quick, I do want to talk about, we did just get a tornado watch for Omaha, Nebraska, and up over here in Iowa. So you need to be watching out there. That's for the next 7 hours. Could have some tornadoes there. But with that, that will be it. We'll probably have a more in-depth forecast video tomorrow or sometime in the next day or two for the upcoming severe weather event as we have more data. Be sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. If you need rapid updates, I post a lot on Twitter. See you in the next one.